All right, so your AI teammates. Now, this does get a little complicated, so for the sake of this video, I want to keep it as simple as possible and at least give you the tools and a basic understanding to where you can go practice and kind of learn all the things you can do with your teammates. Now, when it comes to your AI teammates, the most important thing to remember, in order to issue any sort of command, you have to use the team menu. Now, I have this bound on my middle mouse button for quick and easy access, but it's totally up to you. Whether you're on keyboard and mouse or on a console, bind this menu to a button you are able to quickly access because you will use it a lot once you get the hang of it. Now, with this menu open, you can see that all the text is gold. That means the command that you give is going to be assigned to your entire team. Remember, you have Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and Delta separated into red team and blue team, and each team has 2 officers. So for example, if I cycle through the menu, red. See how it changes to red? That means I'm only selecting Alpha and Bravo, or red team, or if I flick this to blue, and now I've selected Charlie and Delta. Again, I have this bound to the middle mouse wheel, and then I use the scroll wheel to quickly cycle through the team I want to select. Now, as you can see, we have a handful of commands we can give. We have move to, fall in, cover, hold, deploy, or search room. And if you see next to fall in or deploy, you have those 3 lines there, which means there's additional options in that command. So for example, if I press 2 for fall in, I can actually have them fall in single file, double file, diamond, or wedge, and that's going to change their formation shape. Now, if we go back, which for me is tab, we can also see down below on deploy, that also has additional options. So if we hit 5 and go into that menu, deploy flashbang, deploy stinger, deploy CS gas, which is grayed out because I didn't assign any CS gas to any of my teammates' loadout. I can also deploy a chem light or deploy a shield. So what you have here is going to be dependent on the loadout you've set up for your teammates. Now, out of these commands, move to, fall in, cover, hold, and deploy are pretty self-explanatory, but the last one here, search room, how that works is your teammates will immediately search the room that you're in, and they're going to look for any weapons that may have been dropped by suspects or civilians that have not yet been detained. So this is a really helpful way to kind of get through each room quicker and make sure all suspects, civilians, and pieces of evidence like weapons are secured. Now, with that all being said, it's also important to remember that the options you currently have to issue a command are going to change based on where you're looking. Now, when you have this menu open, if you see in the center of my screen, you have a very small translucent crosshair, and that's essentially your aim point for your command menu. So watch what happens if I bring that small little circle crosshair over to this door. You can now see my command menu has way more options and sub options. And that's now because we're looking at a door or a doorway. If I look back to the right at a wall or at just an open area, I have more move commands and deploy commands. But if I look back over at a door or a doorway, we now have entry related commands. And as we can see, stack up, open, breach, scan, mirror under door, wedge door, cover, or open door are now new options. And don't forget, we can see we have those 3 lines next to stack up, open, breach, and scan. That means we have additional options if we press one of those commands. For example, as we look at this door here, if we press 1 to stack up, we can see that we can order our teammates to stack up in a split formation on the left side of the door, on the right side of the door, or auto, they'll just go to whatever position they need to fill. If we go back and look at the open command, we can see we have open, clear with flashbang, open clear with stinger, clear with gas, clear with launcher, which we don't have with us, which is why that section is grayed out, or clear with leader. Clear with leader means your teammates will wait at the door and go in only after you go in first. Next, under breach, we have breach, kick, breach shotgun, which again is grayed out because no one has a breaching shotgun, breach C2, breach ram, breach leader. Again, leader meaning your teammates are going to wait for you, the leader, to do something first. In this case, it would be breach the door. Now, this is a good example because as you can see, when we went into this breach menu, we have another sub menu in a sub menu. In other words, remember, we have a sub menu because we have those 3 lines next to breach. So we're going to breach. And we have 3 lines again on all of these options, meaning there's going to be another option. So we're under breach. Let's do breach and kick. And now we can breach, kick, and we can clear with flashbang, stinger, so on and so forth. As you get more comfortable with this, you'll quickly go through your selections. So for example, we bring open our command menu, look at a door. We want to breach, kick, clear with flashbang,
deploy flashbangs,
and our teammates are going to go do exactly that. Now, looking back in this menu, specifically when we're looking at a doorway, we also have the option to scan. And what that means is in the scan menu, we can slide, pie, or peek the door. And this is just a way to get a little more intel before actually going into the room. So for example, if we say pie the room,
pie the door,
one teammate will go up to the door, crack the door, and pie the door.
No weapons in sight.
From there, he'll give you an overview of what they saw. In that case, they said 2 suspects, no weapons in sight. So that's one command that you can use to safely get some more intel on what's on the other side of a doorway. Now, similar to the scan command, you can also mirror under the door if you have a mirror gun or an opti wand assigned to one of your teammates. So if we select mirror under door,
mirror it.
On it.
As you can see,
Wand is ready.
our teammate that has the mirror gun is going to mirror under the door. And similar to when he pied the door, he's going to give you intel about what he sees on the other side of the door. Now, the last few commands, wedge door, which is grayed out in this case because, again, nobody has wedges assigned to them in their loadout. But remember, wedges can be very useful to stop flanks or to keep suspects or civilians in or contained in a room. We also have cover or open door. So as you can see, there's a wide variety of different commands that you can issue your teammates to successfully breach, enter, and clear a room, or just get more intel about what's on the other side. Now, before we move on to a few more advanced techniques and learning about how to split our teams into 2 and give them separate commands and give them a hold command to wait to actually execute their command, let's put everything we've learned so far together and watch what it looks like to use the available commands to not only get some intel about what's on the other side of the door, but successfully breach and clear. All right, so I have my teammates currently following me. I'm going to bring this menu up and I'm going to have them stack up on both sides of the door. They're going to move into position. All right, now that our team is in position, let's get some intel by mirroring under the door so we know what's on the other side.
Wand it.
Got it.
Our teammate with the wand will approach, deploy the wand.
Nothing. We're good. Several contacts. Appear unarmed.
With that intel, we know there's several contacts probably unarmed, but we're not 100% sure. So let's go ahead and open, clear with flashbang.
Flash it. On it.
Flash.
As soon as the flash detonates, everyone's going to move in, clear the room. Everyone will spread out into a part of the room and clear their area. And as soon as the room is clear, your teammates will drop a chem light indicating this room has been cleared and it's secured. Now, let's say we were in a hurry and we don't want to stack up on this door and check it. We just want to get in as fast as possible. We're going to open that menu, breach, C2, clear with flashbang, and we're just going straight in as quick and as loud as possible. As you can see, the door went flying, but your teammates are still going to go in and clear the room just like normal. And as soon as it's clear, they're dropping that chem light. Now that we have a better idea of how to control our AI teammates at a basic level, let's go over a few advanced commands that we can give our AI teammates and how to use them much more efficiently. Now, the first thing we want to take a look at is in the actual command menu. If you look at the bottom of our command box here, it says left shift Q command. Now, it says left shift because that's the bind that I have set to issue Q commands. Now, to actually set or change the hold command button, you just need to go into your options under the teamwork tab and look for the option that says hold command. Again, mine's set to left shift, but it's completely preference. And how the Q command is going to work is, let's say we want to open this door here, but we want to give our teammates a slight delay. All we need to do is hold down that Q command, and now we can see at the bottom it says queuing. Then we can, let's say, open and clear.
Area. Roger that.
Our teammates are going to get into position, and they're just going to sit there until we once again bring that command menu back up and hit execute.
Go, go, go.
So up until the point you execute the command, your teammates will just sit there waiting for that order you gave them. Now, as you saw, the hold command or the Q command is pretty self-explanatory and pretty easy to use, but here's where it becomes a little bit more useful. Now, if we take a look at these two doors here, we can actually do the same thing, but we can split
Blue team.
our
Red.
team in two different directions. So let's say we want blue team to open and clear with flash,
Cover. Getting into place.
and we want red team to open, clear with stinger.
Cover.
We can once again use the hold or the Q command, but we can split our team up and give them two different tasks. Now, once both teams are set, we can bring that command menu back up to execute that command for gold or for everybody at the same exact time. However, if we want to delay one team or have another team go in first, whatever we might want to do, we can simply cycle through our command menu and execute the command for the corresponding team. So let's say we want to send blue through this door first, followed by red after a small delay. So we'll go ahead and flick over to blue,
Copy that.
and then immediately to red,
Flash out.
and
Go,
now
go,
we'll
go.
execute red.
Opening on the left.
And just like that, we sent blue team into the diner area. They opened, flashed, and cleared. And then over here, after a short delay, we sent red into this door to open, sting, and clear. Now let's do this one more time with a more real world example and kind of go over why it might be important to do something like that. Now let's take a look at our map here. As we can see, there's one entrance over here where we actually just sent blue team in, and there's an outside entrance right here, and we have this huge open area that extends even down over here on the right. Let's go ahead and actually put blue team here, have them open, flash, and clear, and after a short delay, let's send red team up on this outside door to come in here with just a basic open and clear command. Now, the reason we're going to do this is because after the flashbang goes off over in this corner, ideally any suspects or civilians in this area are going to be distracted or focused on blue team here, allowing red team to come in this way and either get a nice flank in or just come in for support. All right, so we're currently right here at this door that's going to lead into the dining area. Let's select blue team, open, clear with flash on a queued command. And as you can see, it's prepped to execute when we decide to do it. And now let's select red team and just have them fall in behind us. And we're gonna make our way over to the other side or the outside of the dining area. So here we are on the outside. Let's go ahead and have them just open and clear on a hold command. Now, this is a great example because once they got into position on an open and clear command, they're still going to check the door and if it's locked or unlocked. And in this case, they said it was locked. So if we execute this command, nothing's going to happen because they can't open and clear because the door is locked. So what we would need to do, we'd have to regroup with red team, cancel that, And now we'd have to change our command, and you can see we now have the option to pick lock because they've now checked the door. So keep in mind, sometimes you'll set a command to open the door or open and clear, and you might go elsewhere waiting to execute that command only for them to say, oh, it's locked, and now they can't actually get in. So you're gonna have to go back around, cancel that command, and re-queue it with something different. So in this case, of course, we could have them pick the lock, but instead of opening and clearing, let's just breach by kicking and then clearing. So just to recap, we're right here with red team, and we have blue team down here waiting to open, flash, and clear. And once we execute their command and that flash goes off and they start clearing, we'll go ahead and execute red team's command to come in and start clearing as well to assist blue team. So we'll bring open the command menu, we'll execute blue,
Move.
prep red, and as soon as we hear that flash, we'll execute red.
Flash.
Go, go, go.
Opening on the left.
Got a hallway to the right. Opening on the left.
There's blue team over there clearing their side, and now we have red team coming in clearing this side. So there's blue team there, there's red going to his corner. So definitely consider using that hold command, or that split and hold command as I like to call it, where you take two teammates, send them over on one entrance, and another two teammates, setting them on another entrance, and then queuing up two different commands when entering a room or a building, because this really is going to give you a much better chance of entering and clearing a room and getting any suspects or civilians that might be inside to cooperate or surrender without you or your teammates getting injured. Now let's take this one step further and not only split up our teammates, but we'll also split ourselves up from our teammates. So looking at our map one more time, let's set blue team down to this side like we just did, and they're gonna hold, open, flash, and clear. We'll put red team back on that same entrance we just came through to hold, open, sting, and clear. And then down here on the bottom right, let's position ourselves to come in on this entrance or this doorway, and then link back up with our teammates up on the right side here. And this way, we're making sure no suspects or civilians are going to escape. We're also giving ourselves the absolute best chance to enter this big, wide open area without any of us getting injured. All right, so here we are with blue team on the bottom left. Let's go ahead and queue up a open, clear with flash command. So now that they're queued, let's make our way over to red team. And here we are back with red team. Let's queue them to open, clear with stinger.
And cover the area.
And now let's go get into position ourselves at the other doorway. All right, and here we are at the other doorway. Just to confirm, we have blue team here entering with a flashbang. We have red team here entering with a stinger, and we're currently right down here, and we're gonna just enter right here and clear this side. Now, if you remember from last time, we had blue go in first, and after a small delay, we then sent in red team, but this time we want them to do everything at the same time, so we have to make sure we have gold, or all teams, selected. So let's get ourselves into position, execute this command, and we'll all go in together.
Move.
Wait for the flash.
Let's go! Let's go! Opening on the left, right side. Opening on the left.
And just like that, our entire team made entry and quickly and efficiently cleared this entire room.
Empty over here.
So taking everything we've learned so far about our AI teammates and what we can do with them, let's go through a real world example of what it might look like once you get really comfortable with your teammates, their commands, their split commands, their hold commands, and watch how easy it is to get around and clear different areas of different maps. So for this example, I'm not going to say anything. I just want you guys to actually look at the command menu and what my selections are as we're going to move around part of this map, just so you can get an idea of how you can really use your teammates to your advantage to clear certain areas. All right, let's get started.
Check it with the mirror.
All right. Wand ready. More than one opening. Negative on any devices. Contact. Armed.
Ran the door. Deploy flashbangs.
Taking it down.
Left side.
Looks clear over here, boss.
Blue, move in and clear.
Put the weapon down! Get down on the floor right now!
Move in and clear.
No problem.
Chem light.
Doc here. We have rules outlined for a reason.
Stay
Active
here.
within
Do
them.
not get in our way.
I'll get the closet.
Open, bang, and clear.
Doc reporting. We're ready for him.
Blue team. Use a stinger.
Police, get down!
Good to go.
Down on the ground!
Got him.
Provide cover.
I'm going. Cuffs are on.
This was a mistake.
Entry team to Doc. This is Doc.
Move,
Notifying
move.
trailers.
So as you can see, there's just a couple examples of different things you can do with your teammates. We had them check under doors, open and clear, kick doors, breach doors. We had blue team deploy a sting grenade around some uncooperative suspects to get them to actually comply. So this was just a quick example of kind of showing you guys what you can actually do with your teammates to quickly and efficiently and effectively get around different parts of the map when there's actually suspects and civilians together, and you want to be able to secure or neutralize any suspects before this ends up happening. Because yes, suspects will take hostages, so your aim better be good if you can't clear the area before it gets to that point.